Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Did you know that there are actually three specific types of single women? And depending on which type of single woman you are, it will greatly affect your chances of finding the love that you say you're looking for. So instead of giving you a bunch of fluff, we're just going to get right into it. So the first type is what's called the love optimist. Now, this is the type of woman that always sees the good, always gives the guy the benefit of the doubt, never wants to call him on his stuff. I believe that the love optimist lives in denial. And the reason the love optimist lives in denial is because if she had to live in reality and she had to accept the truth and call the guy on his stuff, that she's afraid that he's going to leave and she's never going to find the love that she's actually looking for. So I'm all for having a positive attitude and seeing the best in life. But when you live in relationships and you see things better than they are, then that's usually a trouble. And that's the telltale sign for a love optimist. A love optimist sees things better than they actually are. And then there's the love pessimist. Now, the love pessimist is the exact opposite. That's the type of woman who sees things worse than they are. There's no good men out there. Dating sucks. It's horrible. I can't get past the first date. Guys only want to get laid. And again, if you watch the videos, I'm the first to admit that there are guys out there, there are boys who fit that category. But there's also a lot of great men out there. And the love pessimist is always looking at the negative, always sees the worst in guys. Very often doesn't even give a guy a chance to get close to her because she's afraid of getting hurt. And that's really what's at the source for the love pessimist. The love pessimist is afraid that she's ultimately going to get hurt. And so she puts up emotional walls. She looks for things that justify reasons that she doesn't have to be vulnerable. She doesn't have to open herself up and get disappointed and get her heart broken again. So that's the second type. Now, the third type is simply the love realist. And that's the person who simply sees things as they are. She sees a guy who doesn't call when he says he's going to call, and he calls her on it, or she decides if she wants to pursue that relationship. She sees a guy who's not financially responsible and may have great chemistry, but who won't be a great relationship partner. Okay? She sees a guy who's emotionally unavailable, who's been hurt, who doesn't want to open up, who's been burned, who doesn't include her in her life, who treats her like a convenience. She simply sees all that, and then she decides what she wants to do. And she stands in her power and says, you know what? This isn't working for me. And she either has a conversation to see if that guy is going to clean up and make things better, or she decides that, you know what? This guy is never going to be the kind of guy that I'm looking for. So I owe it to myself to move on and go find the guy who will give me that love that I desire and deserve. So today we're going to be real brief, but this is a powerful video. So I want you to take some mirror time, some time to get really honest with yourself and look at yourself and ask yourself, which one am I? Which one are you? Are you a love optimist where you get involved with a guy, everything's great, you focus on the chemistry, and when he starts dropping the ball, you simply make excuses for it, or you don't see the red flags because you simply want to focus on what's good, okay? Or are you a love pessimist where, you know what, they can't do anything right? No matter what he does, you're always looking for what's wrong. You're always calling him on his stuff. And you ultimately see in your past, you drive guys away, good guys, because they just can't handle you. It's because you're so negative and you're so condescending. Or are you simply a love realist, the kind of woman who simply sits back, shows up as your true, authentic, best self, and allows a guy to show who he is, and then you decide if it's worth pursuing or not. Because see, if you're going to create a great relationship, you've got to be a love realist. You can't see things worse than they are, and you can't see things better than they are. You simply have to see things as they are and allow things to unfold, ultimately to allow you to get to the truth, for you to discover if it's the right guy and the right relationship. And I promise you, if you do it as the love realist, then your journey is going to be so much easier and actually, believe it or not, a lot more enjoyable. So go ahead, take that mirror time, and after you do, in the box below, put which one are you? Are you a love realist? Are you a love optimist? And are you a love pessimist? And then also ask yourself, well, why? How did I become that way? And that's where the real truth begins. As always, honor and privilege to be with you. I'll see you next time. Much love.